welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well out there, and you're probably asking, Brian, why are you shooting this in your vehicle instead of at home like you normally do? Well, it's been a little crazy at home this week. Haven't really been able to film it all this week. And I haven't done a horror movie news, and physical media release video in a while, so I figure today's the day. I'm about to go home for today, and I figure I'm going to shoot this video, get this edited together, and get this out to you guys. I will have coming up a review for Nick of Time, starring Johnny Depp and Christopher Walken. It's a cool little thriller from '95. I'm going to have a review for The Rock from 1996, and I'm going to have a review for Zodiac coming shortly next week. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I started a Discord. If you go to Discord and search Brian Rummel, join my Discord. You got to set up an account. Join me there. I have a bunch of different categories: horror movies, action movies, general. And come and check it out and discuss movies and have some fun with me. I just started up last weekend, so come on over to Discord and check my name out. Real creative. It's just Brian Rummel. And you'll find me there, and we could talk some movies there. But anyway, a little bit of horror movie news, and we'll go on to some physical media releases coming up soon over the next month and a half. First off, it was announced yesterday, Dee Snider is writing and directing a new horror film. It's going to start shooting next month in June. Now, Dee Snider back in 1998 wrote and directed a movie called Strangeland. I've seen it. I own the DVD. It's somewhere in my vault of DVDs somewhere in my house. I haven't watched it in a while. I remember the soundtrack. I own the soundtrack as well. I remember that movie being okay. Weird, but okay. It's been a while since I've watched it. I'm going to have to rewatch that movie and do a review on that. But yes, Dee Snider is writing and directing a new horror film, and they're going to go into production in June next month. The next one is Scream 6. Had a little bit of news yesterday about who's coming back in the cast. Melissa Barrera, who played Sam Carpenter, is coming back for the 6th film. Jenna Ortega, who we just saw in X, which I loved X. You can see my review, just scroll on down, is coming back as Tara. Mason Gooding is coming back as Chad, Randy Meeks' nephew. And his sister, Mindy Jasmine Savoy Brown, is coming back as well. There's no news yet if Neve Campbell's coming back. I know Courtney Cox has mentioned that she is interested in coming back, so no news on that front, but it's supposed to come out next March, and the same directing team is coming back to direct this film. Let me straighten out my sunglasses here. It's bright here in North Carolina. Can't see really well without them. So yes, that's exciting news to have the surviving cast come back for the next one. I like all these actors. I like them a lot in Scream 2022, so we're going to see them back next year, baby, so that's a good thing. And just to remind you folks, because I haven't seen a lot of advertising for this film, but it's coming out next month, and I'm very excited about it. Black Phone drops on June 24th. It's rated R. It's directed by Scott Derrickson, who directed the first Doctor Strange film, along with Sinister, which I like that film. I got to review that film sometime. And it stars Ethan Hawke as the grabber. He plays basically like a serial killer. It looks very interesting. It's gotten some good reviews. It played at CinemaCon, I believe, a couple weeks ago. So it's very interesting. It's dropping on June 24th, so we get a little R-rated summer horror. And yes, I am turning a page so I can see my list of releases, because I can't memorize all this shit. I'm getting old. Anyway, May 17th, we're going to go down a bunch of 4K releases that are coming out May through June and even into July. So let's get into it. May 17th from Shout Factor, we got Escape from New York coming out in 4K for the first time in America, and the original The Craft from the 90s, the original one, and the one that people prefer, or the last one that came out. Also from Paramount, this isn't horror, but I like this film, so I'm going to mention it. Beverly Hills Cop 2 is getting a 4K release. They released the first Beverly Hills Cop last year on 4K, and this year they're giving us the Tony Scott-directed sequel. So yes, Beverly Hills Cop 2 is also coming out in 4K on May 17th. On May 24th, we get Matt Reeves' The Batman on 4K. I already have mine pre-ordered. It's supposed to get here that Tuesday, the day it's released. Now, from Shout Factory that day, we also got Candyman coming out on 4K and Life Force coming out on 4K from Shout Factory. From Arrow Video, we're getting I got to review this film because I really like this thriller. I remember seeing it in theaters back in the 90s. Wild Things with Neve Campbell and Denise Richards is coming out on 4K from Arrow Video. So shout out to them for giving us, some little gold nuggets on May 24th. I loved Wild Things, and we're getting it on 4K. Malignant, Warner Brothers, it's weird. They released a Blu-ray for Malignant, which I really am a big fan of. James Wan's Malignant that came out last year in theaters and HBO Max. They released a Blu-ray, and I bought the Blu-ray because I wanted to have a physical copy of it. And now they're releasing a 4K. Why they delayed the 4K and not release it at the same time as a Blu-ray, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to double dip. The Blu-ray on my 4K player upscaling looks pretty damn good, so I don't think I'm going to upgrade it. But yes, Malignant, if you're interested, is coming out on 4K on May 24th from Warner Brothers. Now, X, a movie we just discussed, I'm a big fan of that movie. It is dropping on Blu-ray. There's no word if there's going to be a 4K from A24 on May 24th. So, X, if you haven't seen it, you can check it out. I know it's been available for rent on streaming services, but you can buy a physical copy of it on May 24th on Blu-ray. There's no word. I can't find any mention of a 4K being released, but there is a Blu-ray, and I'm going to pick that up because I love that movie. On May 31st, and I this slipped through the cracks. I didn't see this until today. Death Wish 2 is getting a 4K release. I really like Death Wish 2. I don't think it's as good as the original film, but I think it's a pretty damn strong sequel, and it's always fun watching Charles Bronson shoot scumbags, and Death Wish 2 is getting a 4K. So if you're interested and you like that film, and you don't own it yet, or you want to upgrade, it is dropping on May 31st. Happy Death Day 1 and 2 are coming to 4K from Shout Factory on May 31st as well, for you folks that are fans of those films. On June 7th, The Northam, the Viking epic from Robert Eggers, which is still in theaters, is dropping on 4K on June 7th. So if you didn't get to see it in the theaters, you can pick up a physical copy of the 4K version on June 7th. On June 14th, Sony is going to release Morbius to 4K. I have not seen Morbius. I don't know if I'm going to see Morbius. I know it got pretty much lambasted by critics, and I don't know about what the fans thought of it. I kind of ignored it. It looked like a dumpster fire of a movie, and from what I heard from people online, on other YouTubers whom I respect and trust, everybody pretty much says the same thing. It's it was edited to an inch of its life, and it's a big dumpster fire. But I'll probably check it out eventually. My son wanted to see it, so at some point I will sit down and watch that film. But I have not seen it. But if you want to own a physical copy, June 14th you can pick up the 4K. June 21st, we got Shaft from Criterion on 4K. I love the original Shaft, Richard Roundtree. Uncle Sam gets released from 4K from Blue Underground. And Universal Soldier, yes, that Dolph Lundgren and Jean-Claude Van Damme epic. I love this film. I saw it in the drive-ins back in the day. Gets released on 4K as well. So that's on June 21st. On June 28th, I'm excited about this one. Arrow Video is releasing True Romance on 4K. Scripted by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Tony Scott with a cast stacked full of awesome actors. I love True Romance. I've not reviewed it yet. I will eventually. I might be picking this 4K up because I goddamn love True Romance. Yes, on June 28th, you can pick up True Romance on 4K. On July 5th, Edge of Tomorrow, starring Tom Cruise, comes out on 4K. On July 19th, God Told Me To. It's like a slasher film. I've never seen it from what I read briefly. That comes out in 4K from Blue Underground. God Told Me To. So if you're a fan of that film, you get the 4Ks coming out for you guys out there. And July 26th, we got from Shout Factory, a big day. We got Dog Soldiers, which I absolutely love. One of the best werewolf movies of the last 20 years. The Funhouse on 4K. Species on 4K. And from Arrow Video, they're releasing Tenebrae from Dario Argento. So if you're a Dario Argento fan, Tenebrae is coming at you in 4K. So be on the lookout for that. And that's on July 26th. So that's all I have for you. I hope you're all doing well out there, and I'll be back soon with the review for Nick of Time. Keep an eye out for that. And come on over to Discord. Search my name. Join my Discord. You got to set up an account. It's free. And we can just talk movies over there as long as you want, all day and all night. So, yeah, I hope you're all doing well out there, and I'll see you soon. Bye.